We weren't even live, were we? Go live! Go live on Monday Funday! You're live! Wait, where am I? How can I be live? It's black. Did I not turn it back on? What? We should be coming up live any moment. If you can hear us, just hang on. It's Monday Funday. Perfect. Perfect. That couldn't have worked any better. It's a great day to be alive. True crime, truth finders. Hey girl, we got to set up. We got to set up a date. I got all the big boys calling me. I don't want to forget about TCTF. Woke up this morning and I realized why my phone wasn't blowing up over the weekend. Because all the big guys don't work on the weekend. They're off on the weekend. Show up Monday morning, first thing on their lips is dad with a phone. You don't believe me? I received 6 messages total from networks across the world. 6! I scheduled 3 meetings. I was supposed to be at meetings today, but I got too much going on all week. Oh, shit. I got too much going on all week. And now all of a sudden I'm going to be doing meetings from the house. So it was a little wild, little crazy. My Jeep still ain't working. I got to get my horse working. That's what I need to be focusing on. Trying to get my Jeep working, but right now it's just a lazy day. Hashtag dad with a phone in this video. Push share. She pissed me off. Who's Tracy L? She pissed me off. With Purple Chick channel called you a douche with a phone. I probably am a douche with a phone. I ain't gonna lie. I've been a douchebag to a lot of people. What you gonna do? Apologize? Say I'm sorry? I don't mind the haters. You know that, guys. They ain't gonna be saying purple people eater in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter. Anyway, are you kidding? She pisses me off. Hey, dad and guys, I know. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, that's what Colorado Crime Con. Hey, you better sign up for Colorado Crime Con if you want to come. I don't know where we are in the application process, but I got a feeling it ain't going to slow down. We got 50 spots open. We're taking video applications now. You need to check out Colorado Crime Con, or you need to send your application to coloradocrimecon@gmail.com, and then we're going to be going through videos, checking out the applicants, and sending out emails if you've been accepted. And then we go from there. It's going to be $550 for a single registration, $850 for a double registration. It's 3 days, 2 nights, all meals paid. For some of the best live crime talk you're going to have. We're going to do a tour around Teller County. I think we're working on a Chris Watts tour with J is for Justice. So, yeah, you better sign up now. Keep language clean here, guys. Oh yeah, you got to keep your language clean. Otherwise, no, it was not the fuel filter, Roman. I thought it was the fuel filter because right when I put the fuel filter on, it cranked right up and like started running normal. And then, like, if I walked out there right now, it'd probably crank right up and run normal. But then it just starts puttering out. That was for effect, okay? So, yeah, we got big sponsors. You got to keep your language clean, though. I can't even say the word anymore. Or the word anymore. So, mom's not the only one watching. I'm not telling you to clean your language up because my mom's watching. I'm telling you to clean your language up because I don't know why I'm telling you. I'm not even telling you. Christy's telling you. True crime, truth finders. I think you kind of like the haters. I had my first hacker attempt at my YouTube email early this AM. I don't. It's not. I love everyone. TCTF. I kind of like everyone. Everybody needs love in life, even the haters. I try to turn the haters. I can't wait till I can turn a hater. Like, I don't even care what their motives are. They're like, oh, let's sneak in and chat with Dad. Let's see if we can apologize. Let's get along. Let's get along. Let's all get along. Because the difference between, like, obviously we're all content consumers, but there are some special content creators that are beginning to emerge. If y'all want to know about them, I'll tell you about them, but we'll talk about it later. The haters are content creators, but what happens is they start just dying off and getting into the hater talk. But everybody's got haters. Did y'all see the Andrea Canning tweet from the ABC guy when she said, hey, tune out of ABC and tune in to NBC and watch my all new fresh Dateline? This ABC guy came back at her and was like, little desperate lady or whatever, and she was like, watch yourself. And then he said something, or what? And then she wrote back a bunch of like, I'm gonna block you, da da da. You don't want me to say. Let me tell you a little Andrea Canning story that didn't make the Dateline interview. I don't even know who she was talking about, but these girls are cutthroat and ruthless. You think the hate is real in the YouTube world? When you're talking about network television, these chicks, they hate each other. And while we were doing the Dateline NBC interview, we were eating lunch, actually. I was having lunch with Andrea Canning. I was having lunch with the producer. The handler was there. The cameramen were all there. They were rigging up the Jeep with GoPros, and I'm sitting in there, and I'm tweeting and talking on the phone or doing whatever, and everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's on their phone, you know. Andrea's over there on the... All of a sudden, she's like, that son of a beat... She was like, that little... I was like, damn, girl, the sailor mouth came out. She was pissed at someone. And it was another reporter. It was another network reporter. I just thought it was funny because I was like, well, Dad don't feel so persecuted by the haters because even the big guys got haters. Somebody sent me a message one day, and Sam, it wasn't Sam, but it was somebody from over at KOAA, and they were like, Michael, don't worry about the haters. Check out the KOAA news page. They got more trolls than they know what to do with. And so you got to at one point understand that haters gonna hate, right? and you just got to move on. I like keeping them in. I like talking about them. I don't mind talking about the purple people eaters or the crazy majestics. I think that all those people need love in their life. All those people need a little attention. And so if Dad with the phone has to give them a little bit of attention, I'll say their name every once in a while. But they keep talking about me, so I'm okay with that too. Oh, what do we got, Blanca? What did Blanca say? Woodland Park Underground at Gmail. Wait, who's emailing me? Don't email. Why are you going to email that one? Wait, what's Tracy? Blanca, thank you. What does Tracy want to email me first? Mike, do you have an email for car advice? Oh, yes. Yes. How about you give her my cell phone number? You can have my cell phone number. Text that shit straight to me. I know, right? That gym dude. That was the gym guy that Andrea Canning went after. So it was good. I like seeing those little feuds and fights. It makes me feel not so hated, actually. If all I got's a couple of YouTubers, what the hell? I got to get some network people mad at me. Andrea liked she liked a comment I made because I gave Andrea Canning the hashtag mom with the phone because a mother of 6 and still out there doing this stuff. I'm going to tell you guys, this is not easy. Like, I'm not talking about talking to YouTube. That's the easy part. The hard part is actually sitting down doing interviews with people that are connected to this case. Like, it was easy to do an interview with me. It wasn't like I'm emotionally connected to I am emotionally invested, but I'm not like emotionally connected or physically connected to the family. When she sat down with friends and family, I can't even imagine. I was across the country on a phone with that Amanda girl. I couldn't hold my tears back. I'm over here crying. And so the emotional stress that is connected to all that reporting and digging into these cases is pretty deep. Now, granted, she doesn't do all the digging. Again, she's the talking head, the talking blonde, hashtag mom with the phone, mom with the camera crew. And, but it ain't easy. It ain't easy. I'm a service advisor and hubby's a tech. Tracy, I'm just going to send you my Jeep. Can I just pack my Jeep up and send it to you? This old mule. It looks so pretty on Dateline. I feel like I can't do another Dateline with a different horse, but part of me wants to just go out and buy another horse. But I'm going to do a little bit more diagnosing. What happened to my wrench? Oh, I threw people's wrenches out, girl. We ain't having no more wrenches. It's not against you. I'm just teasing. No, there were people getting deleted, and I didn't quite understand why those people were getting deleted. Some of them are crazy. Some of them are... so I still have a few wrenches, but I'm halfway to telling all my wrenches to take a hike, not because I think I don't like these people. It's not because I don't like you, by the way, Jamie. It's not because I don't like you. It's because at some point I can't care what people say. And I really don't care what people say. I do like to have a few wrenches that aren't going to let people just cuss and scream and da-da-da-da-da, you know. But anyway. Do you know the protocol security on the oil tanks? Do you know the protocol security on the oil tanks? Are you talking about the oil tanks on my... Jeep, or are you talking about the oil tanks in the Chris Watts case? I'm not sure about those. Sounds good, Tracy. Thank you so much. I got to go work on this. I got to do something with it, so I'll definitely take you that up. I was a wrench for a day. See? But that's the thing is, I understand. I understand that there's trolls and all that, but I'm at the point now where we still have to be able to block them, still have to get rid of them, but it became, when drama's happening because you have wrenches, or when you're getting, when drama's being created, like I'm having to answer questions on stuff, yeah, I got you. That's what I thought you were talking about. Yes, Watts, Mike. Yeah. So I'm not the Watts expert, but I could definitely look into some security features on the deal. People like want me to talk about the Chris Watts case. I did go up there. Somebody's using my video on YouTube, by the way, and I didn't give them permission. I gave Jay is for Justice is the only one that has permission to use my videos right now, and somebody else is using my video of me driving. It doesn't really bother me. It's just like people get mad at me if I talk while there's a video playing on my YouTube. Freaking Purple People Eater got mad when I just talked during her video. I ain't trying to, and Purple People Eater keeps talking about me too, but the one guy who's using my video, that ain't no cool, man. I'm just telling you, that ain't cool. You could have called me and asked. If you would have called or texted me or messaged me and asked me, I have told people they can have whatever. But give a brother a message, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to get in trouble on YouTube because you didn't just ask. If you would have just asked me, I would have said you could totally use that stuff, but you got to ask. Showing partiality, taking wrenches away from some. Well, first of all, Colorado Crime Con is me, and someone has access to that account. So we're hosting Colorado Crime Con, so that wrench belongs to me anyway. But why can't I show partiality? Is there no favoritism in the world left? Do I have to be politically correct now? Oh my God. See, this is why we take wrenches away. See, contacts. See, Colorado Crime Con got contacts. Don't be all upset. Jeez. I took a wrench away from Jamie, Texas chick. You don't see her. No hurt feelings here. I never blocked anyone anyway. I support you, Mike. See? Why can't all the people who had their wrenches taken away just be like Jamie, Texas chick? Just be like, no hurt feelings. I didn't even know how wrenches worked for a little bit. It's your YouTube. Do what you want. I know. But I don't want people to get upset. I already told people. Wrenches, moderators on social media, that's like the lowest form of non-elected government in the world. So don't get upset. Don't be upset about that. See? This is why I had to take wrenches away, because now I'm sitting here discussing wrenches on YouTube. Ah! I love it. I love this dramas. Relax, lady. We love you. Because Jamie rocks. Jamie's awesome. Jamie still has one of my Facebook pages. I didn't take a Facebook page away from her. I think she might be the only one besides me that is a moderator on one of my special Facebook pages. I'm going to sell that Facebook page, Jamie, and you're going to get paid. That's what's going to end up happening with that Facebook page. You're going to be like, take my wrench. Send me the cash. People are like, what Facebook page is he talking about? Oh, Murder at 8500. Oh, you didn't know about that one, did you? I think Jamie's got Murder at 8500. I hope I'm not just talking bullshit now. I can't remember who has it. I think that's Jamie. I might need to go check. It might be someone else. How many feet does your drone go, and does it handle heavy wind well? Shit, my drone can handle any sort of wind. I've flown my drone at the top of a 14,000-foot mountain in the middle of a snowstorm during an avalanche documentary. So that drone will go anywhere. Legally, you're only allowed to go 400 feet from the ground. But like actually physically able, that drone can go 5,000 feet. Man, I know. Laura, Patrick must have been a ladies' man. He should have picked up a phone and started just doing live chats instead of murdering folks. I got a feeling Patrick's involved in more murders than one in Teller County. We've talked about it briefly. We've talked about it a little bit. We've talked about it a little bit. But it's getting more and more... It's becoming more and more... If you go to, oh yeah, I know. No. If I go up, I'm going to make a cruise up to the Watts area and up there in Weld County. And when I get up there, we're definitely going to go do a drone shot over the burial site. I should be able to fly all over that. There shouldn't be any reason. If I can find that, if I can get coordinates to where it's at, I should be able to get it. I don't either, but when I asked my wife when this thing first came out, I was like, do you think Patrick's cute? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, you sicko. But anyway. So what do we got on the agenda this week? Well, we're talking to some big dogs, big 3-letter agencies across the world. Some of them are 4-letter, 5-letter agencies, but we're going to talk to those. I think I'm going to try to get a podcast scheduled with the... I don't know if she's still in here. I would like to do one with the true crime truth finders.
I'm getting a brush.
Hey, pretty girl.
Yeah, look at this. Everywhere. You don't even know.
My girl. Let's see. Why was he not allowed to have Kelsey move in? That's straight out of Ma. So we did an interview. You can go. We have an exclusive interview with a woman from down in Pueblo that knew both Patrick and Kelsey. She knew Patrick before Kelsey was even in the picture. And she tells the story of why Kelsey and old Ma did not, or Kelsey and Patrick didn't live together. But it boils down to this. Patrick was a mama's boy. Patrick is a mama's boy. Patrick has always been a mama's boy. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kinkiness going on, because it's kind of like Bates Motel weirdness stuff out at that ranch. 34-year-old man still living at the house. You know, it's one thing if a 34-year-old man lives on the same property, builds a house, has his own little cabin, right? It's one thing if the 34-year-old man is physically taking care of mom all the time. If mom is physically disabled, physically can't go anywhere. That is not the case with old Ma. She may have had some health things, but the true case with old Ma and Patrick still living there is because Patrick is a thing. You know what I'm saying? He's a big thing. And Kelsey wanted him to move in with her into the condo and have a family. Old Ma didn't want that happening. Old Ma kicked Kelsey out of the house. Kelsey used to live at old Ma Frazee's house. I saw old Ma at the jail. I don't think old Ma has a lot of friends. And this is why I say this. Because I spoke with a woman who owns a lot of property in Florissant. I spoke with a woman where the FBI actually set up on her property. I spoke with a woman who's known Patrick Frazee's family for over 15 plus years. And I asked her, I said, well, have you ever met old Ma? And she said, no, we haven't ever met. Most of the time when Patrick talked about her, it was about her health. She had some health issues recently. If you ask someone about Patrick's dad, nobody even knows. It's right now the rumors are flying. The rumors are flying about a suspicious death that happened to Patrick's dad. Some people say he did this. Some people say he did that. Dad with the phone has been digging. Don't get me wrong. I've been digging. I've been looking for some sort of confirmation on what happened to old Pa Frazee. And I'm telling you right now, it's a mystery. And is it a mystery that holds... Is it a mystery that has anything to do with this? Maybe. What if Kelsey wasn't killed for the baby? What if there wasn't this big custody battle or a big fight over the baby? What if Kelsey found out that old Ma, Patrick, they did something to old Pa Frazee? What if old Pa had listed Kaylee in his will? What if this wasn't about custody of the baby, but this was for something to do with old Pa Frazee? I mean, just getting a little. You could go down a black hole here. Very few people have been able to... True crime, she asked, but prosecution said no. Oh, really? Let's see what happened here. What's true? True crime for... Did old Ma actually get immunity, or did she just request it? Yeah, she... old Ma Frazee said she wanted immunity before she testified. And when they said, we're not giving you immunity, she said, I plead the fifth. Lisa, the rumor is September. The rumor is in September of 2018 is when Paul Frazee died. Cause of death, the only thing that I've had officially told to me by anyone that I actually kind of consider a reputable source is it was a suspicious death. True Crime Truth Finders. We need to schedule a podcast, girl. My schedule gonna be filling up, but I wanna chit chat with you about the Watts case. You guys were talking all Watts yesterday. I have some questions. September of 18. Oh, hold on. She said, hold on. What? Hold on. What? Yes. September 8th of 2018. Oh, we're supposed to get some weather. Oh, Max Torres. My boy. He's a guy I met through my tattoo artist, and we're having his memorial service this week. Let me save this image. Go post this on my knob heels. Oh, Max Torres, man. Sometimes life is shorter than we know, people. Sometimes life is shorter than we know. Rest in peace, my man. Rest in peace. Man. Okay, so Christy says he might have passed sooner because September was the first probate court date, which makes a lot of sense too. So maybe it was a little sooner. Again, we have very little information when it comes to old Paul Frazee. So yes, it could have been. Nobody can really find an obituary. Nobody's been able to find anything. The information I could not find out for sure. I'll be looking into this. Laugh out loud. What's his name? Robert Frazee. Yeah, it sucks. Sucks about Max. Max wasn't like in good health. It's not like he was this poster kid for healthy, but he was fun to be around. He was fun to be around. He cracked me up more times than I can even remember. Whew. Life is fragile. Life is fragile when you're born. Life is fragile when you die, right before you die. But life is fragile all the way in between. So, see, and Dre, I've heard the drowning story, which is suspicious. Robert Eugene Frazee. Wisconsin's in the house. Is that you're from Wisconsin, Cheryl Harris? Thanks for joining. Ohio's in the house. Colorado's in the house. Oh, y'all are talking about CrimeCon. Cool. Kooky cool. 64, sorry about your buddy. Thank you. Thank you. His memorial service is tomorrow. Gonna do it in the Knob Hill. Hashtag Knob Hill. We're gonna have a little memorial service with his father and friends out in front of the last mural that Max painted. Nasty bats. Michigan's in the house. A couple of Michigan folk in the house. I'm from Wisconsin. If I was going, I'd flown with you. Boom. Have you gotten a lot of applications for CrimeCon, Dr. Dre? I don't know, Dre. I know we have a couple. I do know we have at least 1 or 2 in. I haven't looked in the last couple of days, but man, if we have 10 people sign up, we're having CrimeCon. If we have 20 people sign up, we're having CrimeCon. If we have 30 people sign up, we're having CrimeCon. If we have 50 people sign up, we're having CrimeCon. So we have some options in our lodging. So we've got one big lodge that'll sleep, 19 people. We got one lodge that'll sleep, 20 plus people. We got a apartment. We got that'll sleep, 6, 8 people, something. So we got lots of room. Jersey Strong's in the house. Utah's here. Poodle's in the house from Madison, Wisconsin. Thank you, Dre. Sorry for your loss. We pass our condolences. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Well, I don't know. Let's go see what the Nancy's trying to promote. I love people. They always text me on the underground trying to promote some stuff. I like helping the promotions, especially of my town. Let me see what, where's this at? Let me go look at this Facebook event. No Bad Days Live. Joey McBride's Pub. Can I come? Is this like a house concert? Where's Joey McBride's Pub? It says Woodland Park, New Jersey. Joey wants to promote something. Him in WP, Colorado. If you want to send me a plane ticket, hashtag Dad with the phone will come. So there's a Woodland Park, New Jersey, and I always get a bunch of people from New Jersey asking me to promote stuff. Enjoyed your interview on Dateline, Michael Blondie 1025. Hey, Blondie, keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching, Blondie. We got more coming. The budget package. It's $550 for singles, $850 for doubles. You got to take care of all your travel. There's the budget package. I need not to go broke paying for everything is what I need. We're trying to keep the cost down. We're giving you 2 nights, 3 days, all meals paid. And so yeah. You can't even get 2 nights, 3 days, all meals paid anywhere in Colorado for $550. Especially up in the, I guess you could go to Days Inn and stay in Days Inn, but we're not taking you to Days. I'm not going to bring you to Colorado Crime Con. I'm not going to bring you to Teller County and try to put you up in a hotel. I want to put you in a mountain lodge where we are separate. We don't have trolls showing up. We don't have hackers showing up. We don't have any of this. We're going to be... I'm trying to bring you out and give you a little feel of what it is to be in the murder capital of Colorado. Murder at 8,500. I don't know why I just call it murder capital, because it's probably not. But it is definitely murder at 85. Yeah, West, I think that's a great deal. Probably going to lose money. Probably not going to lose money. I shouldn't say that. But I think it's affordable. I think it's a good deal. Where do we get the info? The best way to get the info, one of 2 ways. Facebook on Dad with the Phone group, Dad with the Phone page, Woodland Park Underground page, Woodland Park Underground group. All we need is you to look at that application, take your phone out, do a video so we can see your pretty little face, answer those questions, send that in. That's your video application to the Colorado Crime Con 2K19. Now, I'm going to give you a breakdown of what we know is going to happen. Friday, arrival around 10 o'clock. Lunch at noon on Friday. All day Friday afternoon, just get to mingle, talk with people. We'll have a bonfire. We'll probably have a whiskey talk. We're on a private property, 50 acres, 10 minutes from Old Ma Frazee's house. And we'll be able to talk about all kinds of stuff. That's Friday. Saturday morning is an early morning. I haven't exactly figured out exactly what we're going to do. What I would like to do is kind of work backwards. And I would like to kick off the morning in Cripple Creek at Bronco Billy's. And everybody can get Dad will pay for breakfast. Everybody wants to go to breakfast with Dad. So I was like, well, we could go to Bronco Billy's and Dad will pay for all of Buddy's breakfast. You can get 49-cent breakfast. You can get steak and eggs. You can get whatever you want. Dad's going to pay for breakfast. Breakfast. And we could do a tour of the old jailhouse, of hopefully the courtroom and the courthouse. Then we can figure out what we want to do. We're going to be super close to Old Ma's. We're going to be super close to the Conoco. We're going to be super close to the river. We're going to be super close to all that. So there's a lot out there in Teller County. When we come to Woodland, which is only 25 minutes from where we're going to be, during the Woodland Park tour, we'll probably do a little bit of walking around locally. We'll probably park at the Cultural Center because I'm going to have buses. So hopefully we'll park it where KK parked. We'll walk up the road, do a tour around Kelsey's house. We'll then do probably some driving around Woodland and talk about a few other cases since we're here. The Mindy Lee case, the Joshua Maddox case. This is all happening on Saturday during the crime tour. Now, Dad with the Phone is going to have a group, and we are working on J is for Justice having a group that actually is going to leave early. And they'll have a different breakfast, but they'll be going up to the Chris Watts area and doing a tour around the Chris Watts crime area. There's a little bit more driving involved in that tour because you're going to be leaving here and going north, but it'll still be an awesome day. Then we'll come all back together for Saturday dinner, back on at the lodge, and we'll discuss the day. Another bonfire out, or maybe we'll cozy up around in the lodge, and just have a good afternoon talks about that. Maybe some special keynote talks from individuals. Maybe I have a keynote come out that evening. Maybe Grandpa Underground comes out and dives deep into some crime talk. Maybe we have Sam. I'd love to get Sam from KOAA to come out and talk to everybody about his experience with the Patrick Frazee case and the Twitter and all that stuff. So I'm still working on the agenda. And then Sunday, departure is afternoon, after lunch, so noonish and 2-3 o'clock departure. And so Saturday morning, it will be another day at the lodge, chit-chatting, talking. Again, probably have some keynotes, probably have some special talks about certain things, but really kind of an informal get-together of some YouTubers and obviously some content consumers. And come out here and see and feel. And that cop, did he just run that light? I wonder if I got that on my camera. Or he run the stop sign. So that's kind of unofficial agenda. For sure, Saturday's tour day. I've already talked to the bus people. I've talked so that we can have a good Saturday tour around Teller County. All the meals are going to be catered. All the meals are going to be catered and taken care of. So Well, all of them except for Saturday's lunch, but we're going to take care of it. It'll be included. But Saturday's lunch or breakfast, one of those two. We may still do lunch. We may have like lunch. We might do like a picnic lunch or something, because there's so many beautiful. My wife is like, you're going to bring them here and show them all this murder stuff, but then we're going to be right here and you got to take them to somewhere beautiful. I think all of it's beautiful for you, but maybe we'll do something special on Saturday lunch. Maybe we'll go out to the Donkeys in Cripple Creek at lunch and have a picnic lunch right by the Donkeys in Teller County. So we're still working out the agenda. Applications are coming in right now. You got to do a video application. Make sure to send your video applications to coloradocrimecon@gmail.com. Lots of questions being asked about that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Yo, Sarah, what's up? Sarah we might even schedule, my wife wants me to have a comedy night. We might even schedule a comedy night where we have somebody come and break our brains up a little bit from the Colorado, from the tour on Saturday. So maybe we do like a comedy show / crime talk, try to break it up a little bit, because it's going to be a pretty strong emotional weekend for a lot of you guys, because you guys have been so invested, and when you put your feet on the ground outside of Kelsey's condo, there's no telling what you guys are going to feel. So pretty excited about that. Oh, Paul Frazee deceased. Oh my God, somebody just went and created a Facebook or a YouTube called Old Paul Frazee deceased. Guys. Yes, Blondie, we're limited to 50 people because of sleeping arrangements. And because I don't want to try to handle anything bigger this first one. We're having it at a professional event center and lodge. So these people are very familiar how to deal with groups. They do weddings and events and family reunions out at this lodge. And so all of that part is being handled by professional event people. We're keeping it small because frankly, y'all are on the internet. Like, so let me tell you something. A lot of you guys don't know that I do, like, I pimp my services out. I do a lot of live productions. And so I'll go and do big conventions and do the AV and the audio and the video and the live streaming at these at these big conventions. I've done everything from the governor's ball, the I've had presidents, governors, and flat earthers. This year we did the live stream. I did the live stream for the Flat Earth Convention. And the Flat Earth Convention, although those people are crazy, are a lot like the crime convention. They are people from the internet. They are people who search these conspiracy things out on the internet, and then they come together. They had it at a big hotel in Denver. It was awesome. There was a lot of sponsors, a lot of booths, and a lot of craziness. That's what I don't want for CrimeCon. There's a CrimeCon going on somewhere, like in Louisiana, that will have 1,000+ people there. If you want to go hang out with 1,000+ people and talk about crime, I encourage you, don't come to Colorado CrimeCon. If you want to come here and focus on a few crimes that are based here in Colorado, if you want to walk around at the crime scene, if you want to walk around and down the streets of Cripple Creek, if you want to see the land that maybe Patrick put Kelsey on, if you want to know where old Ma Frazee lives, if you want to feel what Florissant feels like, if you want to see the mountains of Colorado, come to Colorado CrimeCon. Well, there'll be 50. It's going to be a very intimate setting. So this is why we're doing video applications, because we want to see your pretty little face. We don't want to allow some unknown troll to just show up. This is why everyone who's going to be at Colorado CrimeCon, we will have seen their faces. We will have taken their application. We will have their information. And you guys know what my dad used to do. So I'm just saying, we may be looking in if we have any feelings or any one thing we're going to look into, because we want everyone to feel safe. We want everyone to have a great time. And we want people to leave with feeling like they got a value of something. And so it'll be a fun time. It's going to be fun. Hey, hey, Jay is for Justice just showed up. Don't be calling me superstar. Come on, girl. I'm just a dad with a phone. Somebody said stay humble. I said that's what I got all you for. But old Jay is for Justice. She trying to pop me up, trying to get my head so big I don't even fit in this live video. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, West went to high school with PF. Uh-oh. Yes. Maria West went to high school with PF. Is that what somebody just said? Oh, nice. Way to go with Dateline. I've been following you for years. I live in Pensacola now, but I'm Woodland Park native. Went to Woodland Park High School with PF. He was quiet. That's about all I remember of him. Yeah. I know a guy that knew him at high school. One of my good friends knows him from high school and also knows one of Patrick's best friends from high school that actually no, I don't want to talk about that right now, but Dr. Fields shocked the police, have no footage to show. Oh, that's a crime. That's a Watts talk. My husband, I will be spending ours in tonight or tomorrow. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Dre Adams. I want couples like you to come. It's much funner when there's couples. If you go out to bring it with, I will. I'll bring my drone. Cool. What else is going on? All right. I'm excited. Yeah. I see her from Pensacola. I just went back and read her stuff. Marie, you want to call in to Dad with a Phone sometime, do a little interview, or call into J is for Justice, or call into True Crime Truth Finders. I'm sure people would want to pick your brain. I know what you're saying, just he was a quiet guy. I have a buddy that knew Patrick in school. Patrick went to school here in Woodland Park. You know, but just quiet, yeah. I was listening, Jay. I just didn't come in and I didn't want to bombard your live video. I was texting you instead. What, you're not going to thank me for coming by? Fine. Uh-oh. Another he was a grade below. Nice. I wish you had. Put-a-doop. The infamous has popped her head up again. The one we don't speak of. She just texted me. I love it when they text. I would love he to call in and talk to you. Are you talking to me or Jay? I don't know if you're talking to me now. You can call me right now. Y'all know my phone number. Who wants to call in? 719-377-0343. Go! But you're going to go live on the air with me. That's all I'm saying. I just gave out my phone number. 719-377-0343. Make the call. Who's going live with me? The one we don't speak of. You like that? You know who I'm talking about. The one we don't speak of. My wife just sent out a bunch of clothes. Oh God, y'all are gonna love me. Mrs. Underground just went and sent out, I think, the last of my original orders. I still have some shirts, but I took them offline because They're originals, and I'm gonna save them for Colorado Crime Con. I know I'm confused. Don't get confused, guys. It ain't that big of a deal. I wish I would have to Maria. Somebody's calling me right. Shh. J is for Justice is calling in. Come on. Oh, Matt, call Phil. What happened? What happened was, as Jay tried to call in, but it didn't go through. I wasn't paying attention. Yes.
Is this ice coffee?
No. My wife just tried, or my girl. He's all talk. I call and his ass. No, I tried to call. I tried to. Come on. I tried to answer it just now live. It just quit. There it is. Oh, no caller ID now. Hello, this is Michael.
Michael, hi.
Hey, you got to turn your volume down, though.
Oh,
because
sorry.
you're echoing.
Crap.
It's okay. Don't worry about that. So who are we talking to?
Hey. Oh my God, I can't get it to stop. There. Okay, got it. Hi, this is Susan.
Well, what's going on?
Hey, well, I've been following you for the last couple of months, and I'm just so impressed. I love what you do, and you do it so well. I have a couple of questions about you personally and about the case. I don't know if you want to go in that direction.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's Monday Fun Day.
So I thought, for some reason, that you may have been a rodeo clown during the stock show about 10 years ago.
Where are you from?
I'm from Colorado.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Golden.
Yeah. So it wouldn't have been 10 years ago. I was actually professional rodeo clown and bullfighter for about 5 years of my life, but it would have been probably I was
2002.
No, that would have been it would have been it would have been before that. I would have been 94 through just 1999, 2000. I think 99 was my last rodeo. I had my knee crushed between a bull and a concrete wall in none other than Madison Square Gardens. So, yeah.
No, I remember you. I just have no concept of time.
Yeah,
so.
No, if you've been around the rodeo, if you've been around, I went by Texas Red, and
okay.
So that's what that would have been my rodeo name, would have been Texas Red. And it was before social media was out, before the whole move, and I actually was rodeoing before even like the PBR started, like the bull riders only and different things like that. So I was in the International Pro Rodeo Association, and I did a little bit in the PRCA, but I was actually underage. I had to lie about my age because I quit school when I was 15, and I was like 18 for like 5 years. So
no, that makes complete sense now. Yeah, I know, I get it.
So what else? What other questions you got?
Well, okay. So you may have gone over this, but I have been having technical difficulties with my setup. I can't hear you sometimes, and it's just all about the codec I'm using is probably too old. So I had a question, and you might not want to answer it, but there was a guy cited as going to the Wells Fargo Bank with Patrick. Do you think the police have their entire case built, or do you think they're still working on it? Do we even know who that person is? Just the way it was brought up in the warrant, it just stood out to me.
Yeah, I think they actually mentioned this guy's name. If somebody's watching live right now and you guys know the name of someone that was seen in the video at the ENT Bank, the ENT Bank with Patrick, y'all put his name out there. I think they actually say this guy's name in one of the affidavits, but I don't believe that they've arrested him. I know. Okay, here it is. Blanca says Robert E. Slagle. So it's Robert E. Slagle. So that's the
Slagle.
Slagle. That's the guy, Bob Slagle. Some people call him. That's the guy that I believe was seen at the Int, or it may be the guy that went to pick up. That he talks about going to pick up the package, because there is video pictures of a guy that supposedly went and picked up a package that was at Kelsey's house. So there, and I think
I just have to.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I just wanted to say that some of your comments today about the relationship within the family and
were inappropriate.
Man, Frazee.
Was that inappropriate?
No. I love your inappropriateness. Go for it. But old man Frazee and old ma Frazee, I'm sure that has got to be another motive. I just think that is the smartest thing I've heard for a while. So that's all. I mean, I just I'm really enjoying your program, and I can't come to your whatever crime con, but I definitely want to show up on your doorstep sometime with a gift for your wife, because I love the essential oils too.
Well, as long as you send me a text message,
as long as you send me a text
message before you show up. So where are you from?
I grew up in Golden, Colorado, and I'm not part of the rodeo scene, but I love to go to the stock show.
Okay, gotcha. I got you. So I'm sure, I've done the stock show here in Colorado, but it was years and years ago. I actually lived in Olathe, Colorado, and on the western slope for a while during that rodeo time. But, that's cool. So any other questions you want to ask Dad?
No, I just wanted to be brief and friendly and just tell you how much I enjoy what you're doing.
Oh, well, thank you so much, and thanks for calling in.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, we'll talk.
Have a good day.
You too. We'll talk to you later. You have a good week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you too.
Whoop, whoop. Call-in show today, Monday Funday. Who else is calling in? 719-377-0343. Ask your questions with Dad. J is for Justice. We're about to start some BS she can't stop. That's the problem. So if you want to find me, you can look up Michael Dalton on the Lake George newspaper out in New York. I think I made the front page there a couple of times. I know I made the front page of the Dallas-Fort Worth Star-Telegram before all the social media kicked off, so you can find some of Texas Red shots. Also on the Woodland Park Underground, I am sure. Uh-oh, we got Jay calling in now. Oh, she's calling in for FaceTime. Yes.
Oh, you answered my call. I feel so flattered.
Whatever.
First of all, you have a new hashtag.
Dad with a phone / Texas Red, or what?
Texas Red with a phone. But I have a question. What in the Sam hell is a rodeo clown?
A rodeo clown. So there's a couple things. So there's two types of rodeo clowns. There are funny men, which are sometimes referred to as barrel men, the guy that jumps in the barrel but tells jokes the whole time. And then there are what they call bullfighters. And when I was rodeoing, I was kind of both. I did some bullfighting and I did some funny man stuff. And so back in the day, you know, I worked at a rodeo called the Painted Pony Rodeo in Lake. I know you can't. I know you can't. I tell people this story and I look at it like it was a lifetime ago. Like people are like, oh, that's bullcrap. I'm like, it's bullcrap. Ask my mom. She took out an extra insurance policy on me, you know? And so, no, so yeah, for a while.
This lady, the funniest thing is that this lady remembers you.
Well, I know. it's going to have to be those people that were actually at the rodeo, because I was doing this long before social media. So had social media been around, guys, I would probably be in jail for some of the stuff we
Mike,
did there.
you're something else. Like, it's always something new with you. It just cracks me up.
All right, I'm sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about. So we have, listen, I know you picked up on it. We have someone who went to high school with Patrick in the chat.
I did see that.
Yeah, like, we need to talk to her. So I told her to email me.
Good.
Maybe we can get on Zoom with her and just kind of pick her brain a little bit. I think that'd be cool.
Will you do all the paperwork and get that thing scheduled, and just tell me where to show up?
Yes, sir.
And tell me where to show up.
That's the superstar giving orders.
Oh, we call that a white glove. I don't even have to get my hands dirty. And
Oh, God, I've heard it all now.
I'm going to white glove it.
I have heard it all.
Jay's going to start yelling at me, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, I think Sal wanted to call in, so you need to give your number again.
Okay. Hey, thank you for calling me, Jay.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Hey, what about that other show? When's that one coming?
I haven't heard anything back yet, but
Okay.
I'll follow up on that.
All right, work on that, and then...
All right, yes, sir.
All right. Thanks for calling in.
All right, bye.
True crime, true finders. This is a telethon. This is subathon. We don't do telethons. Television is dead. Now people are texting me. Call in 719-377-0343. 719-377-0343. It's all... Hey, Texas Red. I think you know one of Kelsey's close neighbors. Of course I do. Did yours get deleted? I didn't. Now people are just texting me shit. I don't know. Everybody gets deleted. You think I'm doing crap? Come on. I haven't touched the delete button. I do know. Sarah, do you want to call in? Oh, thanks for posting that, CrimeCon. But that's the wrong number. Just so you know. Can I get a shout out, please, Desiree? Well, why don't you call in, Desiree? Uh-oh. Phone's coming. People calling. Don't know who it is. Hello, it's Michael.
What's up, bro?
Who's this?
Jenny.
Oh, Jenny. I didn't even see it because people were texting in so quick. All my friends are calling in. Why can't I get some new people?
Ouch, that hurt.
I'm just messing with you, Jenny.
What's up, man?
Not much. What have you been up to?
I just got done with a budget meeting that I didn't fall asleep in this week.
Well, that doesn't sound any fun.
No, it's not. I'm telling you.
So what's your question for Dad, Mrs. Jenny?
What do you want to talk about?
Hey, this is question and answer now. This ain't call in and join the podcast. Come on. This is a podcast call-in show. Okay, so tell me something. Tell me what's new evidence, what's a new thought you've been having on the Chris Watts case.
That he's A, full of BS, and B, he's trying to bring his name back relevant. Patrick kind of stole his thunder from him.
Yeah, so he supposedly, I guess, asked a bunch of questions about what was happening in Colorado, were people still talking about him and stuff like that, and he found out there was a new case. Did you hear about this, or was that actually in the recording?
It's not in the recording, but it is rumored to be true that he wanted to make his name back relevant in Colorado.
Interesting. I mean, that's kind of interesting, but it's also it could backfire. Now, what about the rumor that he may have been in a fight?
I mean, people are talking about it, but I haven't been able to substantiate it. I mean, people are saying March 3rd he got into a fight. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he signed his own death warrant at this point.
Yeah, because if he was in any kind of protective custody, then it obviously is no more. Is no more protective now. I don't think he was. People think that they put these killers in protective custody. What they forget is prison is full of killers. Chris Watts' story is no different than half the people, not half probably, but a percentage of people in the prison system. And so the idea that he's going to get some kind of special treatment because he's Chris Watts probably was very much squashed the day he walked into jail. So,
well,
hey,
I think part of it is he wanted. I think he's on a psych unit, to be honest.
Oh, nice. Call back. I got to answer this. I got another call coming in. I'm going to answer, girl. Thanks for calling in.
Of course.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
See ya.
How's it going from New Jersey?
Hey, Michael.
Yes.
How you doing, brother?
Who's this?
This is Romad.
Nomad? Is that what you said?
No, Romad.
Oh, Romad. Romad from Jersey, huh?
Yeah, I'm also Bobby Mitchell from Facebook.
Oh, Bobby Mitchell. Okay, I got you. So you you just told the world that you know that, right? You're live right now.
That's all right. It's only a bunch of women.
Hey now, you're one of my 1%ers. You're one of the 1%ers.
I know. That's why I wanted to call, because sometimes I feel funny, because I'm like the 1% of the male undergrounders.
So I got a message from someone that felt like you were. They thought maybe you were Sam watching my page.
No. I found out about you the first time you went on Jay's channel. That's how I found out about
you. Oh, you're a Jay is for Justicer. You're a justice person. He's my guy. Yeah. Jay just said that. He's my guy.
Yeah, when you first came on, your first interview with Jay, that's when I got turned on to you.
Nice. So what's your question for Dad?
Well, I wanted to tell you, you might have something plastic floating in your gas tank, and every time the gas sucks it towards the line, and then it'll cut your engine off. That's why it'll keep starting up.
Oh, so you're saying that there might just be something got in my gas tank, and
right, something floating in there. Because when we were kids, we used to put when they didn't have a small hole, we used to put ping pong balls in there, and that's what it used to do. The gas would suck the ping pong ball up to the line, and then cut the engine out. And then when the engine cuts out, then the ball floats away, and it'll start up again.
Man, it sounds like something like that could be something going on. So the only way to really do anything about that would be to drop the gas tank and look in it.
Yeah, I would check all your other things first, but that would be like a last resort.
Sweet. Okay. No, because when I unplugged that filter and did just turn the key on, it started pumping gas out of there real well. Like so my pump I felt like was working. So
yeah.
Okay, so what you're thinking is maybe something's just in the gas tank getting sucked up to the pump and clogging it.
Yep.
Well, sweet, man. Well, thank you for that.
No, man, I really enjoy what you do, and I love your passion and stuff, and it's kind of good because I'm a true crimer, I love true crime, but every time I'm in these chats, I feel like I'm alone, you know what I mean? So watching you, I feel like that a little bit of that male bonding thing going on.
Well, thank you, man. And I feel the same. Well, first of all, there are some other guys out there doing true crime stuff, and so I don't want to take that away from it. But as far as the consumer goes, as far as the people who are actually watching it, I realize that this is a very female-driven consumer base.
Correct, yeah.
So.
All right, buddy. I don't want to take up anybody else's time, so I just want to say hey and let you know who I am.
Hey, thanks, man, for calling in. And any chance we're going to see you come to Colorado Crime Con?
I'm going to try.
Sweet. Well, thank you for calling in, and feel free to give me a text or a call anytime, bro. You got my number now.
All right, Michael, and God bless your family.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Woo, woo, it's call-in time with Dad. Who else wants to call in? Can y'all hear them all right? I know y'all said I was yelling, so I'm going to quit yelling. Have you ever been here to Las Vegas? Are you talking to me, Desiree? I was married in Vegas. I was married at the the little white chapel that's been torn down. It was turned into the Win, I think. I have 30% dudes. I think most don't chat. Wait, maybe. Or you have 30% females using dudes profiles. I'm just saying. Oh, we got another call coming in from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Hello, you're on with Dad with the phone.
Hey, what's going on, Michael?
I got another guy.
Yep, Sal here.
Sal. Oh yeah, Jay said, or somebody said you wanted to call in. I think. So Sal, you're from Wisconsin?
Originally, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but I lived in Colorado Springs.
Oh, you're down the street.
Texas. Yeah, I don't live there anymore. I live in Texas now, San Antonio.
Gotcha. My boy from San Antonio just passed away. He was actually up here in Colorado. We're having a memorial service for him, but he was originally from San Antonio.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
No,
everything's going okay with all that.
Yeah. So, what you got a question for Dad or anything you want to say?
Just a few. When's the next court date?
Well, there was a little bit of confusion, and I put this confusion on Sam from KOAA because he reported that the next court date is on April 8th. But I think they actually moved it to. I need to double check. He could be right and I could be wrong. But I think they moved it to April 5th. And so I believe the next court date is on April 5th. And it will be, this is the arraignment. So this will be where he has to put in, guilty, not guilty, or he may show up with a plea deal.
Gotcha. All right. I just wanted to confirm that. I wasn't sure when.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in. You got anything else?
Yeah, a couple things, but basically the same point is if Oma wanted immunity, how true is that, or is that all rumor? And do you think that she may have been the one that used the bat on Kelsey?
I don't think she was the one who used the bat. Although I don't think she is physically disabled. I mean, to a point where she can't walk around, go to the grocery store like that. But I can't see her actually using the bat, especially if it happened at Kelsey's house. So, we're basing all these assumptions that the crime took place at the house on some physical evidence that was found but hasn't been corroborated. In other words, the blood spatter and the things that they did find, it's not necessarily that they have the DNA testing done on any of that. The consumptive testing has been put off right now, so we haven't verified any of that DNA blood evidence yet. The fact that they mentioned, I do believe they mentioned her asking for immunity. I wasn't in the court that day, but my wife was and Jenny was. They mentioned that in the court. So that's not a rumor started on Facebook. That is something that came from inside the court. But I need you to, I want everyone and all the listeners to understand that what was said in that court hearing is not truth. It isn't. KK's testimony is only been verified by her. Now it is corroborated by some physical evidence, but it's still hearsay at this moment because KK didn't give that testimony. It was the officers who took that testimony down. That's hearsay testimony until KK takes the stand. And so, with Oma, she was called as a witness just like I was. So they were gonna, when they went to sequester her, and that's the word they use, Dad, whether you're my dad, I'm talking to my dad now, but they used the word sequestered of the witnesses, and they were going to sequester Oma, and I believe at that moment, they were actually going to call her to the stand and ask her questions, and that's when she said she pleads the fifth, and this is when the whole immunity thing came up. So the probable cause that they were hearing in that hearing was just enough for them to get the warrants, to show that they had reason to get the warrants, to show they had reason to arrest him. But none of that's going to be heard by the jury like it was heard in that probable cause, because the hearsay stuff, there's no objections in those hearings. Like the defense can't be like, I object to what Slater's saying based on this is hearsay. So a lot of what came out in the court is still not, as far as we can be considered, truthful in a court of law, because even though those officers may have been under oath, the statement they were reading, even though it may have been under oath, could be really torn apart by the defense. But to answer your question quickly, I don't think old Ma Fra was physically involved with the killing. She may have been physically involved in the cleaning up. And what else was there? Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. Just one last thing I'll let you go with, and I'll get off so you can answer one. But do you think? Oh damn it! I just forgot. Somebody's pulling up in front of my house. That's why I don't know who it is. I got distracted. I look out my front window.
No worries. So what you were gonna ask a question? Do you think?
Yeah, they're bringing some flowers.
Oh.
I don't know. I forgot. I'll message you if I remember.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling, and have a good day.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
I don't know if he's talking to me or... Oh, he was talking to me. Bam, we're out. This is the first ever call-in show with Dad. So if you want to call in, 719-377-0343. Talk to Dad with the phone right here on Dad with the Phone on YouTube. I haven't got any troll calls yet, thank God. When they call from non-identifiable numbers. I guess that's a good thing. It is going well, Jay. Y'all make sure to hit like and subscribe. Got some new subscribers coming in. I like to see that. Uh-oh, we got a phone coming in from Denver, Colorado. Hope this ain't a reporter. Hello, you're live on the air with Dad with the Phone.
Hey, Dad with the Phone. It's Dre Adams.
Dre from Colorado.
From Colorado.
So what's going on?
So, you know what's crazy? My husband went to check the mail today, and we live in Strasburg, so we live on the I-70 corridor. And we get this paper called the I-70 Scout. There is a murder trial in A-Gate or Agate.
Okay.
I've never heard of this murder. I guess apparently this guy named Joe Robert Love, who's not from Colorado, killed a rancher in Elbert County.
Okay.
Never heard of this murder.
I haven't heard of this murder either. And it's going on right now?
Yeah. The paper came out March 5th, but I guess they moved his court. Like they did a change of venue from Elbert County to Douglas County.
Okay. So they moved his court appearance because they wanted to take him out of the county?
Yeah. They had to extradite him from Texas, too.
Oh, he was extradited here from Texas.
Yep.
That's not a fun bus ride, I promise you.
It's just crazy because there's so many murders going on in Colorado, but you don't hear about so many of them, you know?
Well, you know, and that's been my biggest... That was one of the things that I was... I kind of got drawn into was why Woodland Park, why Teller County, why Kelsey Barrett, why all these news cameras, why national news, why world news. It is interesting that there are murders happening everywhere, in every place, but only a few of them get picked up to go here or to make it on global news. I think more and more of it's happening, though, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like the La Brea Jackson case, that she disappeared right before Christmas. And she was actually last seen on Mississippi Avenue in Aurora, which is a very busy road. It's right near the military base.
Yeah, and that was the black girl, right?
Yeah, she was found in Trinidad by a truck stop.
and that's like what, 6 hours away from Aurora.
Yeah. So I'm. Let me ask you this: is this the one that was found in the plastic tote down in that vacant truck stop?
See, I tried to research more and more about her. It's never been confirmed if she was found in a tote or not. They just said that passerbys had seen something that looked kind of strange off the side of the road, and then they discovered that it was remains.
Okay.
But it was never a tote or not. But the only thing that kind of makes me feel suspicious about how they report this kind of stuff is because they were still looking for Kelsey at the time. I know she hasn't been found, but...
Oh, yeah, no, everybody was talking about the girl. There was a girl found down in southern Colorado. Obviously, if they found her remains, they would have known immediately it wasn't Kelsey, but definitely the news cycle went through this whole thing. Could it be Kelsey, even though if they would have, if they saw the people who found the body would have known immediately it wasn't Kelsey. But I need to look into that one too, because I feel like north of Trinidad is the Walsenburg area, and there's an exit there with a vacant truck stop. I've been there a couple of times, and they did find a body there. Again, I only heard rumor of it being in a tote too, so I didn't really. It's hard for me to jump into all these other cases when Kelsey's case is still going on.
Oh yeah.
Because then you start getting stuff mixed up. You start really mixing up facts, and people get mad at you when you say something because you're like, oh yeah, that was the other girl, So cool. How long? So when did you start following Dad with a phone?
I started following. So it's funny. I actually started following you around the time that they were getting ready to arrest Patrick Frazee, because I follow Jays for Justice. I follow Gray Hughes Investigates, John Crimes. I follow all the big leagues. And Gray Hughes actually was on your Facebook page.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, this is the guy in Colorado that's actually driving around and covering cases. That's pretty badass. Because you don't get a lot from the news. It's either someone was murdered and, oh, you can adopt this cute puppy today at the Denver, shelter. They don't really cover it very well. So when I started listening to you and actually watching your dynamic of how you investigate, it's more credible and it's more authentic. So I just jumped right in and was like, I have got to follow this dude.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the thing with this case was, so they first released that she was missing officially on December 2nd. And I didn't start following this case right away. Like I tell a lot of people, if the deer cross the road here in Woodland Park, I try to get video of it. Or if we have a parade, or if there is a political fight going on, I'll cover some politics stuff, and covered a lot of different things over the years, done stuff with the cops and different things. But I don't know if Sarah's still in my chat right now, but actually I got a message from Sarah June that was like, what do you know about this missing girl, Michael? And that's kind of when I started, but it was December 5th or December 6th when I first started digging into it, and then on December 10th was the first press conference. And so that was the first one I showed up at there. And then that press conference that they had the day they arrested Patrick, that was a big day in my Facebook world, because all of a sudden I was getting messages from inside the county that said they're going to announce a homicide at the press conference. And I go ahead and just, they're going to make a homicide. We have a homicide. They're going to make this a homicide. There's going to be an arrest be made. I say these things out loud on Facebook, and people got pissed. And then...
Oh, yeah.
The 21st, they arrested Patrick, so. But even at that time, they were still calling it a missing persons case, and it wasn't till the press conference that they had back here in Woodland that they actually called it a homicide case. And then that's when it all came out. But, well, crazy. I didn't know this world existed. So how many crimes have you been following over the years?
Oh man, it would be shocking. I actually originally joined a couple of years ago on a website called Web Sleuth.
Okay.
And just started jumping in because I was more looking for missing persons, just to, you know what I mean, kind of see what people are saying, as far as Jane Doe's, and just it's crazy when you go on Web Sleuth. There's so many different types of theories and cell phone towers, and somebody actually had a map on there from their Google Drive of all cold cases across the United States. And then I started realizing there's a ton in Colorado that are never really talked about. There was one called the Bennett family murders in Aurora and there was only one family member that survived, and I think it was like the youngest daughter, and then a woman was murdered around the same time in Lakewood. And I think they might have caught the guy. He's doing time in Nevada, but it's just interesting because it was like jumping in and hearing all these cases. It's like we have so much new technology now thanks to Ancestry and 23andMe. Now we're finally starting to get the killers.
Oh no, and I think we're only going to see this grow over the next few years. I actually was talking to one of the reporters and was like, it's not even past my belief that in the next 10 years, people on Facebook, people on Twitter, people on social media are solving the crimes without police officers' investigations. Because, the access, I mean, right now there's 88 people watching right now. That's more people than are in the Woodland Park Police Department, right? Probably by double. So I have access to double the people, and some of these people like you are committed and passionate about it that have been doing this for years. If you get one little bit of information and then you send it in right to a Facebook sleuther, and then someone else gets another little tidbit of information, both information be accurate, but you guys may never talk to each other, but it comes through a sleuther who then takes all that information and builds that story because they're getting all this from around the world. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff you have to filter through. There's a lot of groups. I think I said it early. Unfortunately, it's hard for me to say this now because I'm wiping my nose. No. It's hard for me to say this now because I started a whole Facebook group and page based on this sleuthing thing, but I'll still say it. Every day that there's a murder, every day that there's a high-profile case show up, people are literally starting these Facebook groups simply to have their own sort of kind of I'm a president of a group, And and we're watching that happen. So it's going to be weird to see over the next few years not only how Facebook and social media solves crimes, it's going to be weird to see if they clamp down, if Facebook starts clamping down, if YouTube starts there. I think YouTube's already clamping down on crime stuff already, but anyway. Well, thanks for calling in, Dre. Are you coming to Colorado Crime Con? Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh my gosh, dude, let me tell you, my husband and I are so stoked because we've never done a crime con, and I've told him 100 times in the last 3 years. I've always wanted to go to a crime con, but he's military, so it's hard for us to travel. So it's like, with it being almost in our backyard, like 2 hours away, and that's the other thing, we love Cripple Creek. We were actually in Cripple Creek the same week that the Watts murders happened.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. Yeah. We're going to be there. You're going to come in, and it's going to have a whole new meaning to you now.
Oh, yeah, my eyes are going to be a lot more open that
Well, awesome. Well, thanks for calling in.
Definitely. Thanks for taking my call. And my husband and I love what you're doing. We appreciate everything that you do. I mean, you're bringing a lot of stuff to the forefront that you don't get from our local news station. So keep doing what you're doing. Tell Nikki and the kids we said hi, and hope we can see you guys soon. And we're also going to try to go to the trial on the 5th.
Sweet, because they may not let me in, and so we need people there. We need people there tweeting for sure, so we know what's. And Sam does a great job, but I'm always interested to see what other people catch that he doesn't. So that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, sure.
So, well, cool. Thank you so much. Keep watching. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Enjoy this wonderful, nice, warm day today.
Right. I think we got a storm coming in.
They said Wednesday, possibly a blizzard.
Oh, gosh. I wish winter would get over.
Me too.
All right. We'll talk to you later, Dre.
All right. Bye.
See ya. Whoop, woo! Hit subscribe and like. Hey, we're having a good call-in session right now. If you want to call in, the lines are open. Or the line is open. Woo, 90 folks watching. Thanks for watching. You guys, there's a lot of crap out there. There's plenty of people on YouTube that do crime shows all the time. There's plenty of stuff going on. But I know you don't have to spend your time right here on Dad with your phone. Dad with a phone. But Vegas gets hot, Desiree said. No, she's. Vegas is hot. So we are going to keep I guess we're going to keep going for an hour and a half. We might as well go for 2 hours, see if we can get some more phone calls. If you want to call in, 719-377-0343. And there goes the phone. Let's get a couple of rings out of it. How's it going?
Hey, how are ya?
Good. Who are we talking to?
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Long-time listener, first-time call. This is the first time we've ever taken calls in, so.
No. It's Sarah.
Oh, Sarah.
Hey.
What are you doing?
Just cleaning up around here.
So,
watching your show.
If you don't know who's talking right now, this is probably the closest person who lives closest to Kelsey, unless there's some hidden people on here that I don't know. But this is the closest verified person that I actually know. Actually not. You're the second closest, because I know somebody that lives on the other side of Kelsey pretty well too. So, but you're on there. So tell people kind of how you got involved watching this and why you started watching the Kelsey Barrett case.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I just heard about it, and then I found out where she lived, and I was like, holy cow, this is right by her house. So
do you remember sending me?
Of course, because you know.
Yeah, you sent me that message.
About what's going on in town. Yeah.
And I didn't know. I didn't know anything at that time, but once you sent me that message, I was on it.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So I always walk my dog over there. I go down Lake Street, over to Memorial, through the park with the dog, and then cut back behind the brewery when the brewery is open, stop and say hello, and then go back up Boundary.
So do you think what are your thoughts with all the stuff out, with all the stuff that's going on? What's Sarah's thoughts on this thing?
I think that Crystal was definitely, she got off well. She has manipulated the police. She was way more involved than she wants to claim now. I think Oma knew about it the whole time and, didn't bat an eye, didn't try to stop it. I don't think she probably liked Kelsey very much. That's probably why, she left Patrick's house the night before she was murdered, why she didn't spend the night. Either they got into a fight or Oma didn't approve. And, maybe she didn't feel welcome there. I think that it was strange that he had her come out to herd cattle the night before as well. But I think he's busted, I think that there's plenty of evidence. Hopefully they find her body. I'm very interested about the father now as well. It makes me think maybe he did, whack the dad. Maybe he just went on a murdering spree. If his father passed away in September and then, he started making moves to get rid of Kelsey as well. I mean, maybe it went well with his dad, a murder, but that's just, far out speculation.
How long have you been in Woodland Park, Sarah?
Since 2012.
Okay, so you were here 2 years after Mindy Lee was found. And you were here 2 years before Joshua Maddox was found.
Yeah, I never heard anything about that. Like, that doesn't ring a bell. That wasn't.
But you know where he was found, right? Right up the block from you now.
I know, yeah, it's creepy.
So just past the condos off of Rampart, those condos that were built in that little ranch house that's back in that neighborhood, they've torn down the obviously torn down the cabin he was found in. But no, that's another story that happened just again close to you. And then there's the Mindy Lee that happened literally almost across the street from your place.
Oh yeah, that's creepy because we were taking the dog out over there to let her run free in the fenced-off baseball field.
And we were walking back there one day, and there was somebody else going, you know, around the loop, how they kind of have that trail.
Yep.
That goes behind the football field and everything. Somebody was like, oh, this is where they found that woman frozen. I'm like, what are you talking about? So, of course, I went home and I researched it, and yeah, that was pretty strange to happen.
Well, yeah.
And what about, wasn't there one more woman that was found right there?
So there is another, there is another woman that was found. She was actually found in like her underwear and her bra, or a bra and a t-shirt. And she was found over in the Forest Ridge neighborhood, which again is right up the street from you, or Forest Edge neighborhood, and right up the street from you there. Now that was Joey Carlson, and I've done a little bit of research into her case and into that situation, and I spoke with somebody that was actually there the night, or I messaged through Messenger. We spoke, and they kind of confirmed what it was. You know, they said that it was probably a suicide, and or she was pretty messed up on drugs the night of, and was found and frozen. That's the story from somebody that I believe was pretty close to that case. Now, there are some other investigators out there that are looking into both the Mindy Lee case and the Joshua Maddox case. And as soon as I get some sort of... See, those cases aren't going anywhere. They're cold cases. Those are cases that have actually already been ruled on. They've been ruled accidental by the corrupt politician coroner here in town, but they have been ruled cold cases. But I definitely am going to go back and look at that. And I don't know, did you get to hear the Mindy Lee interviews? Did you hear the Mindy Lee?
Did.
Yeah. There's some stuff in that interview I did with her mom that I haven't even released yet, but it's pretty scary.
You know what's crazy? I know somebody who, and you know them too, who was driving down the street, down Rampart Range Road, the night they saw the cars. You know, they saw all the cop cars and everything, and they didn't stop them. They didn't talk to them. Just kept on going, and I thought that was pretty interesting. You know, they weren't even stopping to see, kind of like the Jamie Kloss case, where the murderer, with Jamie Kloss in his trunk, drove right by all the police.
Oh, I know.
So, and I have two questions for you.
All right, let's go.
So, what do you think that all the last year, when I think it was about this time, you were doing all the political stuff and the good old boys over at the Cowhand and everything like that. I wonder what they think about this now, one of their own. I wonder what Val thinks. I wonder what Mary Jo thinks. If they knew him, if they knew of him. Patrick, I'm thinking about.
The Cowboys. Oh, my goodness, girl. I didn't realize. Wait a minute. I know Mary Jo's daughter real well. And done quite a few interviews with her. I wonder if she knew Patrick. Okay, so just to catch all the listeners up on what Sarah's asking right now, you got to kind of understand the history of Woodland Park. The history of Woodland Park is a real big cowboy western history, and Mary Jo owns a business that's one of the longest lasting businesses, or longest running businesses still to this day, right here in Woodland Park. And when you walk into it, you feel like you're walking back into the 80s or the 90s. You feel like Amazon doesn't exist. You feel like there's nowhere you can buy stuff online, because she's
probably handwriting invoices.
Yeah, still handwriting invoices and handwriting receipts. And she still uses one of those old cashiers. But what you feel like is you've just walked into a Western museum. And it's right in the center of town. You guys have seen pictures of it. You've seen video on the underground. And Sarah June just opened a new file in my head that I'm going to have to call. I'm going to have to message some of these rodeo people, because I've done multiple videos for the rodeo. I actually did a video for a rodeo that Patrick was roping in. One of the ropings are the rodeos here in Woodland Park. Patrick was a participant. I did not get video of him. I was shooting video around, but I found out later that he was at this rodeo and roped in this rodeo. I went back through all my footage. I went back through everything. I just didn't take a particular video of his roping because I was just kind of shooting a highlight video. But no, that's a good question. I haven't talked to them. And I doubt.
I know they're pretty quiet now. I mean, it's pretty quiet on the Facebook page, the community page. You don't see anything about this on Woodland Park community page, Florescent community page. None of it. You know,
Well-
I looked lately, and it was the last one anybody posted was back in December.
Yeah, I feel like on the traditional media fronts, the biggest story that's come out obviously is the Dateline story so far, but I think on the traditional like stand-up news fronts, they've kind of dropped off on like really talking about it because social media is so prevalent, and Sam, like with his Twitters, are so prevalent. People are watching those. I don't think the city of Woodland Park necessarily wants to bring attention to the amount of murders that have happened here. So I can understand why the city is not talking about it, or business owners in the city. But I do wonder because, you know, Mary Jo was the president of the Saddle Club. Her daughter's been very involved in the rodeos and stuff around here. And so I do wonder if I'm going to have to reach out to them and see, because they may very well have known Patrick. So that's a good question. I'll find out.
I was also thinking, you know, maybe because, I mean, it's kind of a big deal. It's on all the news. I'm just wondering if they're going to have to move it for the jury.
So
To get
the reason they would move it for the jury doesn't have anything to do with how much press it's got. I know people,
Really?
I think people think that because people think, oh, no one in Teller County could not have heard about this. But
Yeah.
the reasoning for moving the jury, I guess proportionately would have something to do with that. But the real reason is in Teller County, there's only like 10,000 registered voters or something, maybe less than that, 8,000. In Woodland Park, there's only like 5,000 registered voters. And so the registered voter list is where they send the jury pool list to. And they're only going to pull about 100. They only pull a percentage of the registered voters. And so they're only going to get about 150. I was speaking with a guy who has actually was actually called into trial for the jury for one of the cases on one of the sexual offense cases. And he was like, they only had 150 to choose from. And they have moved murder cases before. They've moved sexual assault cases here before. Because when you're going to go to trial, you want 1,000 people to choose from. You want the biggest number to choose from a jury, both the defense and the state. And so I think what's going to happen on April 5th, the arraignment is going to happen. And it's first of all, if they move the trial, it'll be the same judges, it'll be the same lawyers. They're just going to move it to a physically different place so that they can get a different jury pool. So it's not like they're going to take a case away from the lawyers or take a case away from the judge. It will be the same judge. And so they would just physically move it. And I think that's going to happen. I think we're going to see those proceedings start to happen after April 5th. So
Yeah.
they've already mentioned it. They've already mentioned it. Are you taking a bath?
Me?
Yes.
No.
You sounded like you were running water.
Oh, I'm washing the floor.
Oh, you're down there on your hands and knees washing the floor?
Yeah.
Awesome. Sarah,
I'll get off here with you.
Oh, wait, before
Michael.
Sarah goes. Sarah, tell us when the next comedy show is.
It is April 13th. It's a Saturday, and it's down in Manitou Springs, and it's going to be at 7 p.m.
And who are the
we have-
comedians?
Oh, we have Dave Yates from Los Angeles, Steve Vanderplug, and your boy, Derek Stroop.
Nice. So, if you guys don't know this is where Dad Was a Phone was during the Dateline special. Literally during the Dateline special, Dad was at a comedy show.
I didn't know you were in it. I didn't even put two and two together that
That's what you were getting taped for.
No. So I was at a comedy show when Dad was airing live on Dateline, but I support Sarah and I love what she does. She's done quite a few comedy shows here. She's promoted the comedy shows here in Woodland Park, and now because of some situations, she's had to move them down to the Manitou Springs. But we love them down there, and we're going to keep going. If you show up, and you're from Colorado, you should come to one of those comedy shows. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Yeah. Have a good day, Michael. I'll
All
talk
right,
to you guys soon.
we'll talk to you later.
Tell the kiss today.
Yep, we'll do. Dad with the phone also babysits Sarah's dog every once in a while. So, boom, boom. All right, this is call-in show. I think I'm done now that Casey's here because I don't want Casey calling. 719-377-0343. Oh, God. I better get my beep button ready. Oh. No, Sarah is the comedy promoter. She doesn't do stand-up comedy. She promotes stand-up comedy. So, Casey, Sarah is the promoter. She's a promoter, not a comedian. Just to clarify that. So, if you want to call in, it's 719-377-0343. You'll be live on the air with Dad with the Phone on YouTube. First ever kind of call-in. This just turned into a call-in show. It didn't really start that way, but it's Monday. You might as well have some fun day. So, I'm probably going to get entered into about 1 billion rewards. Oh, shoot. Canyon City's calling in. Hello, this is Michael. You better turn that radio down. I can hear it.
I turned it down.
How are you doing? Who's this?
This is Cherie Wilson from over in Canyon City, Michael. How are you?
How are you doing, Cherie? Thanks for calling in today.
I have a timeline question.
Okay.
Because I haven't been able to find some place where there's a really great timeline that's very succinct, and maybe you can put me onto one. But my thought is for Cheryl Barris, when they did the first press conference, when she was begging for somebody to tell her where her daughter was, they had already been in the house and they had already found the blood, right?
Yes.
What a woman she was to keep it together and stand there like that.
No, absolutely. And a lot of people criticized her, but they didn't understand what was really going on. They thought they knew what was happening. But they didn't understand what was really going on. And I think that's a very good point to bring up. At the time of December 2nd, they had already been into the house. They had already found some things. There was already information being put out there. They were already in contact, actually, even though it was December 2nd. They were already in contact, I believe, with the people in Idaho, and there was already stuff coming out about KK. Now, I did not report on KK. I went back and looked. I didn't report on KK or talk about Crystal at all until the 17th, I believe, or maybe it was a little bit before the 17th, because I think I said maybe it was between the 10th and the 17th. But yes, they knew about what had happened, and they had to stay quiet because they weren't even, because here's the deal, that press conference happened on the 5th. That was the press conference of the 5th, I believe, or the 10th. That might have been the 10th press conference, actually. The 10th press conference. On December 4th, they had not even verified that Kaylee was still alive until later in the day when Patrick Frazee, Sean Frazee meet up with the police at Smashburger Smashburger. And a lot of people think they met up to get Patrick's cell phone. At that time they did, but we have found out after the fact that they were actually looking to make sure that Kaylee was still alive. So that's that's a messed up deal right there with Cheryl. So anyway, that's a good observation for sure.
I just thought, as a mother, what grit it took for her to not be screaming at the top of her lungs, "What did you do to my daughter?" I was so impressed with her class at that point, because I don't know if I could have held it together like she did. So.
Yeah. So according to the timeline stuff that I have, and one of my followers that have been doing some timeline, December 6th is when they found the blood. So that was 4 days before the press conference, to answer the exact timeline to that. So they found the blood on December 6th. The press conference was on December 12th. So yeah, she would have known very much. And they would have, at that time, I do believe they were already, I mean, I think they were definitely investigating this as a homicide. But they weren't making that announcement because they were still trying to get a talk with Patrick, so...
Right, and seeing who else might come forward with information that they didn't know would be important. So who's got the best timeline out there?
I believe I do. I haven't put it out yet, but I think I have one of the most extensive timelines that has been built, both from affidavits, from tweets, from eyewitnesses. And so we're waiting to put that timeline out there because there's still some stuff that has to unfold and some stuff that's going to go. But we're going to have one of the most extensive timelines come right after April 5th. Because April 5th, we're going to get the news on April 5th. One, I don't want this to happen, but I feel like at this point, Patrick is going to be getting to the point where he says, what deal would I take? Okay, so some people don't believe Patrick will ever take a deal. They think he'll go to court. But if, after talking with my father and talking to him about the percentages of things that go to trial without a body, I feel like if they don't want to go to trial, they're going to go to Patrick and say, we're either going to trial and we're going to go after the death penalty, or we'll work a deal with you for 20 years, or we'll work a deal with you for 30 years. And as soon as they start putting like numbers to the deal, this is what's going to change Patrick's game. He may think he's okay. He may think he might be okay, but there's going to be a lot of thinking going on and a lot of contemplating going on with Patrick before the 5th, especially if the DA has walked up and said, we want to do a deal. And I have to believe, unless they have a piece of body that they've tested, unless they have a piece of DNA that is enough to show that Kelsey was killed, that they're not going to want to go to trial with Patrick. They don't want to put KK on the stand because I believe KK's testimony is filled with holes and half-truths. And as soon as she gets up on that stand, the defense is going to destroy her. And if that happens in court, Patrick could walk free. So they're going to have to try to throw a deal at him that sounds good, even though if it doesn't sound good to us, it may be the only way they get him behind bars for any length of time. So, but I'll throw my timeline out there soon.
Okay, and I'm still waiting for my Colorado Comic-Con assignments too.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're Colorado. Yes, from Canyon City. Well, right now we're going through applications. So I still need you to do an application if you haven't already. I need you to do an application for that. Even though you're going to help us out and be a part of the weekend, I need you to fill out an application so that everyone that's involved in the application process can see your pretty little face. They're hearing your voice now. So go through and fill out the application process. Send it to coloradocrime@gmail.com, and then we'll go from there. But no, we'll be gathering the troops here soon enough and we may even get a little video conferencing going on, or a call conference to get everybody on the same board. But thanks for all that you do in watching, and thanks for offering the help. It's greatly appreciated.
Hey, Mike, I got one last thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm corresponding with a friend of Kelsey's in Idaho that she grew up with, and they're doing bracelets, Justice for Kelsey.
Are you talking
I'm
about
sure.
in? Are you talking about in Idaho or Washington? Are you talking about Amanda?
Oh, Washington. No, I'm talking about, Washington. Anyway, I did a bulk order of bracelets.
Oh,
So
awesome.
if anybody wants one that's here in Colorado, in southern Colorado area, I can meet you somewhere or drop them off or whatever.
Absolutely.
They're
Was that through?
raising money for the court costs and stuff for Kelsey's mom and dad to come and all that fun stuff.
And that was, and is that through Amanda?
It is.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's who I wanted to support with the bracelet stuff. I know Amanda has done the bracelets, and we actually spoke with Amanda, so that is awesome. So you guys have heard that. If you're local here in Colorado and you want to get a hold of a bracelet, there's some in Cripple Creek, right? And where's the best place that they would meet you? In not Cripple Creek, Canyon City.
Anywhere. I'll go to Woodland Park or the Springs or Pueblo because we like to get out and drive anyway. So.
Okay. Well, make sure
I'll
when.
I'll message my email address in when I get off the phone.
Yeah, put your email address also in the chat if you want, if you don't mind doing that, or you can keep it and give it to us and people can contact us and we can push them your way. But if you wanted to just put it out there, feel free to put it in the chat. Make sure the mods are listening. They'll let that email address go through. So.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Thanks again for calling in.
Thanks, Mike. Have a great afternoon.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Whoo, I got a missed call. So if you called in while I was on the phone, call me back. How much are they? I think they're like $5. I think they're like $5. So she's going to put her email in here. Y'all can contact her. You can also contact Amanda through Facebook. She's in Washington, and they're raising money to help Kelsey's mom be able to travel for the court dates and be here for all of that. So check that out. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, we got one more call coming in from Wisconsin, it looks like. You're live with Dad with a phone.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Good. Where are you calling from?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. How long you been following Dad with the phone?
Oh, just shortly after watching the Watson when Kelsey was missing in that.
Okay.
I started watching you. Plus, I watch the Stephen Avey trial.
Oh, yeah.
You
see that on Netflix, or are you watching that online somewhere?
Well, I do both because I'm like an hour and a half away from there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, well, I didn't ask you your name. If you want to give us your first name or whatever, that way we know who we're talking to.
Well, I'm Stephanie.
Okay.
I follow Jay for Justice and the one judge from Colorado and that out there.
Oh, the lawyer?
Yeah.
Scott. Yeah. That's awesome. So, do you got any? What do you got? What's your questions for Dad?
Okay, well, I talked to Jay on her live one night. You know, when they were talking about that they burned Kelsey's body or whatever back there in the pit. Well, I was thinking, and I told her, I go, well, we were watching Making Murder, and she had this expert fly out. I can't remember, out east or west. And he said, because they said that they burned her body in the burn barrel. That's where they supposedly did it, but they didn't do it there. And they said in order to burn somebody like in the burn barrel or a small enclosement, you'd have to have a constant pour of a flammable liquid to burn it that hot, you know, to get it like hot, like an incinerator, or else like one of those things that burn cows or horses or whatever to burn a body that good.
Yeah.
And then they said that they put it in a plastic tote. Well, I don't think they really burned it. I think she's like, you know, buried, because there's no way they could burn a body just like in a backyard with like a little bit of gasoline or whatever, you know?
No, I understand. And a lot of people have been looking at this section of the confession, And first of all, I want to say this, that in the trial, I mean the pre-trial, the hearing trial, the evidence trial, the pre-motion trial, whatever you want to call it, it was just a pre-trial is what it was, and that's what it officially was called, was a pre-trial. In the pre-trial, the CBI Slater was very clear in saying that her story doesn't add up. Her story's not completely linear or completely logical, I think is what the words were he said. And so even though they talked about the burning and the story of the burning, I am not 100% sure that that's what they're going to go with. Like that was talked about in pretrial because they needed some graphics. They needed some stuff from KK to show that, listen, we have a witness that says she knows he killed her, and this is what she did with the body. So, again, I've said this earlier. I want everyone to understand that what was brought up in pretrial may not be eligible to be brought up in trial. I know they mentioned the burn, and everybody has been talking about the making of a murder case where they had expert witnesses get on and say, you cannot burn a body in a burn barrel without a constant flame. You cannot do this in a fire pit. You cannot do this. No, Patrick did not. Patrick did not own pigs. Somebody just asked if he owned pigs, because these are other rumors that have been started about how he may or may not have disposed of the body. And so the tricky thing is this. One, how did he get the body out of the house without being seen but yet get caught on camera at other times? Two, if he did burn the body, how did he actually do it? And did he have the means to do it properly? And then three is obviously, where did he put the body after it was burned, if he did burn it? If the body's buried somewhere, now that's something that I don't believe anyone knows about yet, because they're spending a lot of resources down at the dump looking for pieces or parts or evidence that may show up at the dump, and I believe they're actually looking for remains. And so at this point, I think they're going with the burn story only because that's the only story they have. And so I hope that that's not what they try to pull off in court, or we're going to see another making of a murder where we have an expert witness get up there and say it's almost impossible to burn a body. And so that's kind of where I am on all that. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I agree with you too. You know, when you burn it, the teeth, you know, if they were to burn it, whatever, the teeth would still be there if it was intact to that bone, because the teeth don't burn that easy.
Yeah, teeth and bones don't burn. People keep talking about the teeth that they found. Unfortunately, I feel like if those teeth were suspected to be Kelsey's or others, that information would have been brought up too. I'm not disagreeing that there very possibly could be, Kelsey could very much be somewhere that we haven't found yet. And so it'll be interesting over the next few months, few weeks, especially before this arraignment, and what they do down at the dump, if we find any more information out about that. So,
well, my niece lives down in Colorado Springs. She just moved down there, and she's all into this stuff over there. And well, then another thing too, they said that Patrick told her to pick out teeth in the ear vent or whatever, that there's a couple teeth. How would he know that? I mean, that just a couple teeth would be down there. You know what I mean? If she got hit in the mouth or whatever with the bat and the teeth fell out, how would he know that they were down there? Or how would, you know what I mean, to tell her to pick those teeth up out of that ear vent?
No, again, when we talk about KK's story, I think we need to remember this. And this is going to make you, this is going to give you a little bit more understanding about the story that KK gave the police. KK had a long time to come up with that story. She did not tell that story to the police until December 20th, one day before they found the body, or one day before they arrested Patrick, is when they got the story from KK. And they got a very specific, very detailed story. So much so that KK tells the story that she purposely left blood, that she purposely pinged the phones in certain areas. So you have to understand, this was a designed out plan. And I believe every little word that was brought up in that story was designed by KK, Patrick, and maybe a few others. And so we need to remember that she had a lot of time before she talked to the police. They did her story on December 20th. And so we need to remember and understand that. And the story that was given by both Slater and Christopher Adams, the Woodland Park police officer, though they had linearized the story. They had made that a linear timeline when they told it. And when KK was telling it, it was not in a linear form. It wasn't laid out linear. It was pulled out with questions and answers and questions, and they went back and forth. So we need to remember that. But thank you so much for calling in.
Well, hey, maybe, if they could raise enough money or somebody would donate that service, they could do that mind mapping on her or Patrick. Just like a lie detector and they mind map,
Yeah, I would love to see a mind map of Patrick and KK's head for sure, because something's not right in it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So,
okay, well, you have a good day.
You have a good day, too. Thanks for calling in.
All right, bye.
All right. Woo, we got calls. We got Jays for Justice text. I want to speak to him. Why she ain't calling Dad with a phone? Why is she calling them 3-letter agencies? I'm talking to Jay right now if she's listening. Phones are open. It's 2 hours and 5 minutes into a subathon. No, we're not in a subathon, but hey, make sure to hit sub. Make sure to hit like. Thank you, everybody who's called in. Thank you, everyone who's jumped in on Dad with a Phone today. I did miss a call from New Mexico. If that call, Dad, who were you live with? I'm live with you, Carrie. Carrie, you could call in right now. Anybody else? I did miss a call from New Mexico. If somebody wants to call back in, or if Casey wants to call in, or if Carrie Ann wants to call in. We're just answering questions from live callers on Dad with a Phone. We can talk anything. Some people have been asking me about rodeoing. Some people have been asking me about murder. So it's a little bit of everything today. I've talked to some friends. We've talked to some strangers. We've talked about Colorado Crime Con. We talked to Jenny. We talked to Jay. We talked to Sam and Ronan, I think his name. Gosh, I can't remember. Roman. I'm just joining. Want to catch up. What is Pickle talking about? Pickle's getting highs from everybody. Hi, Casey. Oh, Pickle just showed up. All right. Well, we're going to close this down because we got some other info coming in. I got some text messages I need to check out. Got to get those hours in. Laugh out loud. That's funny. All right. Thanks for watching Dad with a Phone. Hit subscribe and like. And you can go over to Facebook, Dad with a Phone. Hit like, subscribe, follow there. And y'all quit calling me now. Don't be calling me when I'm not on the air. You're going to have to go live and do this again tonight because Casey needs to call up. That's funny. Roman. Yes, I know. Roman. 702 area code, right? That call? That Desiree, was that you? That was a 702 area code. That call, Desiree. I missed the call from 702 8 minutes ago. And I also missed a call from a 505. Do you want me to call you back, Desiree? Is that what you're asking? I don't call folks. I got a real job. I got to pretend like I'm working. That's funny. Until next time. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, Desiree, we'll talk later. We'll talk tonight or later. I don't know about tonight, but we'll talk later. See you guys. Thanks for watching. You've been watching Dad with a Phone.